Saying yes to everything is quite literally bankrupting your nervous system. Let's get into it. Hey guys, it's me, Naima, and yes, I'm a business owner. Yes, I talk about creativity and talk about really what it's like to running a brand on this channel. And I know what it's like to deal with burnout, and I needed to make another video talking about why you should say no to things more often. If you're a person who is dealing with a lot more responsibility, this video is definitely for you. This video is for you, and we're gonna dive deep into unpacking why it is that you should say no to things more as a person who used to say yes to everything. And as a person who has built their business in the past year by saying no to people more times than I would like to have, I can definitely tell you the difference between being a yes person and being someone who is more focused and someone who is more intentional, I would say, with what it is that they're trying to do. And let's really deep dive into the price of saying yes to everything. The price of saying yes to things may come and will probably come at the expense of something else. So if you're saying yes to all of the opportunities that come your way, and then something that you actually want and that really aligns with you comes along, you won't be as prepared for that experience as opposed to if you would have said no to certain things and then had time to prepare for things. And let's be real, saying yes to everything does come at the cost of your overall bandwidth. And some things can definitely be more draining to that bandwidth if you are not conscious of it. So I'll give you guys an example of that, of signing up for events that you aren't able to attend, and then you're putting the pressure on yourself at the last minute to see if you can attend it, and you have work piling up. Whereas though, if you able to say no to it, do decide to say yes to everything, no becomes something that is the opposite of where you want to be. No becomes like you are literally allergic to the word no. And the word no necessarily isn't a horrible thing. If you have a puppy and you've seen that puppy grow up, they'll start to growl at the word no because they don't like it. No one really likes the word no. And let's really deep dive into the power of the word no and why we don't like it, because sometimes no is a rejection, sometimes the word no is redirection towards something else. Sometimes a no means that no, we don't want that. And really, the word no, as well as the antithesis of the word no, is quite literally redirection. And the definition of the word no sometimes is redirection towards something else. Whereas the word yes is opening, welcoming, agreement. And the word no is the opposite of that, which is disagreement. So disagreeing with something isn't necessarily a negative thing. And this also goes into a whole nother thing about being as feminine entrepreneur, being a woman entrepreneur, how we're expected naturally as women to say yes to things, to be agreeable, to be polite, and to stay feminine. And when you're running a business, when you're running and doing freelancing, sometimes that no aspect is going to be needed. And there's nothing wrong with that word, especially when your bandwidth isn't there and when you know that you have to honor your energy. This really puts me into the next topic, which is of honoring your energy and understanding your energy levels. And then this is the part that really I feel is the most important part of understanding your own bandwidth, understanding your own needs, your own expectations, if you have them, if you're going into something, and making sure that those things are met, or if it's your first time doing something, that those expectations of what you want going into something that's new and fresh are going to be there. And the word no is so powerful also because it's no, full stop. No usually has a period after the end. And understanding that no in itself is a complete statement, and that understanding and honoring that energy of the no, and understanding that no is a complete sentence, that there doesn't have to necessarily be an over explanation. As women who are working in their feminine energy, we find ourselves in positions where it's like you're saying no, and then expect something to happen. It's a big uproar when a woman decides to deny something or put her energy elsewhere. And let me guys tell you firsthand, The word no is not the easiest to hear, but sometimes it is the best thing to be said because the no has opportunity behind it sometimes. Majority of the time it does. And so staying in that feminine energy of no and standing on that ground of not getting into you don't have to over explain the reasoning for the no. It could just be like, no, no, thank you. I'll give you guys an example of a situation where I had someone who wanted to take me out on a date, and they decided that they would plan out the date, but they weren't planning it as what the date would go and how, taking into my own interests. So I said no to the date and I politely declined. And part of me wanted to over explain myself and tell this person, this is why exactly. And then I had to remind myself, full stop, this is a new experience with this person and me. And I politely declined not once, but twice. And then just understanding that no also leads to opportunity, but also understanding that you don't need to over explain the no at any point in time. The no means no. And getting into the habit, if it's such a foreign topic to you, of saying no, making sure that you're able to say no and then kind of catch yourself. Oh, why do I feel the need to actually explain why I am standing on that statement of no? And in itself is super learning experience of understanding, like, hey, it's okay to say no. Happens when you decide to say no more. People, the opposite actually happens. Like I said, no has so much redirection and potential energy behind it that people sometimes will respect you more for saying no. Saying no to the event, saying no to certain hangouts with friends at times. Not saying that you're going to say no to every single thing, but just certain things that don't align with you. Maybe it's the wrong date, maybe it's you don't have the bandwidth to do it. And honoring that energy without over explaining and honoring your bandwidth as a person who's working towards their goals, trying to better themselves without having to explain why it is that you're saying no. The thing is, the wrong people always leave when you say no, and the right people also find themselves staying when you say yes, finally. And that's a really big thing for a lot of things in life. And when you say no, it's like your energy is like returning back to you. You find yourself more replenished, more able to have time for the things that matter, the times that you can actually spend into learning skills, bettering yourself, hanging out with friends, family. Let's face it, boundaries and honoring your own boundaries, your own energies, your own energy within you as a business owner, as a woman, necessarily not a bad thing. And so I urge all of you ladies who are watching and the guys out there are watching as well, practice saying no to things that you don't want to do, things that don't necessarily align with you. Don't feel soul focused. Don't feel like they're going to feed or nourish any part of you. And taking into account the things that do and putting your energy into the things that actually make a difference for you in your life and you overall. Let's face it, and let's be real. Opportunities that are going to come to you, they're going to come to you regardless. You don't need to be depleted. You don't have to have your energy drained in order for you to receive a great opportunity. And if it feels like that, say no. So, been clients who I've had to say no to over the years, boundaries, especially while you're working, and just understanding and honoring that energy, which is really the whole basis of this video. That energy, which is really the whole basis of this entire video. And so for all of you guys out there watching, really comment, what are some of the things that you've had to say no to? What are things that you want to practice saying no to? And really taking into account how to honor your energy as a creative, as a person who is working towards something, and aligning yourself better with your goals is honestly the main focal point. And so, yes, if you guys have taken anything from this video, let me know, comment. always open. Reach out to me on social medias, you guys, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.